Well, welcome to Noel's World of Whiskey. Tonight, I've got a terrible kink in my neck, and I've had it for a couple of days here, so I'm going to make this a fast one. I just wanted to carry on with my last video there, where we were comparing color to, cask influence with natural color, and we brought up GlenAllachie and Billy Walker. So I felt that there was something I've been wanting to do for a long time, is to have a bit of a shoot-off between the 18 GlenAllachie and the 15. The 15's been one of my favorites, and also one of Billy Walker's favorites. So actually, Billy Walker said if he was stuck on an island, he would be quite happy if he had either the 15 or the 21. But anyways, what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little shootout. I'm going to actually bring these up and just compare the color. Just let you take a look at the color of these guys. Sideways there, and you get a bit of an idea of the color. On your left, of course, is the 18, and on your right is the 15. But it's just not a huge difference in the color. I'm trying to do a bit of a shootout now. This is the 18 here. I'm going to start off with the 15. And basically, I've done the 50. I've done reviews on it. So just some quick notes on the nose here. As you can expect, lots of sherry. This has oxidized a bit. I did let this sit for, it's been out for over a half an hour, the 18. But lots of leather, sherry, typical, sherry, not I don't know, not so much sherry bomb, on the edge of a sherry bomb maybe. Getting, even at times, maybe even a bit of Aberlour there in the 15, but it's got the dark fruits. And, we're getting a little bit of a flower garden mixed in there too. But, deep, very deep fragrance there between the leather notes, I almost like a cologne, and the dark fruits. So, and we'll make it fairly fast here because we're going to jump right into the 18. Yeah, and I'm getting I think more wood here. Yeah, definitely getting more wood. The sherry isn't necessarily any stronger, the sherry influence. But now I'm getting a bit of the dark fruit there. And getting some spicy stuff going on here. Even some licorice there going on. Okay, we're going to jump right into the palate. So, this is the 15. Slàinte. So I'm going to say I've done this numerous times. The 15. It's your typical sherry, edge of a sherry bomb. Rich. It's oxidized a bit and probably mellowed out a bit. I know that it was a lot more intense when I first opened up this second bottle number 2, and that tells you something. It's bottle number 2. I mentioned the leather notes. Well, that to me translates into richness and the sherry influence. So the cask influence here is pretty good. The dark fruit, of course. The licorice is there. Even getting a little bit of cinnamon. At times, a little of the citrus stuff mixed in with the cinnamon there. Maybe orange zest mixed in with that dark fruit. A little bit of a dryness, But let's now. I am going to clean the palate. And now we'll do the 18, Slàinte. The sherry's there. And a little bit of the tannins. I find the 15 a little bit sweeter. Slight bit of astringency, slight bit of bitterness. That's probably the wood. Definitely the dryness. And now we're getting the fruits, the dark fruits, stone fruits, dark fruits, kind of a mix there. Not as much of the orange zest that I got out of the 15, and some ginger notes. It's a little bit hotter, a little more, a little more spicy. The 18, and I would say that the 15's got a little bit more of the. It doesn't have the bite that the 18 has. It doesn't have the astringency. I really taste the wood, is what I'm tasting in the 18. Anyways, let's clean our palate, and we are going to go for the finish in the 15. Development and the finish. Slàinte. I'm going to stay with the dark fruit, and now we're getting into the Christmas cake, date squares. I'm getting the wood too. Yeah, I'm definitely getting the wood. Not sort of. I've gotten malt notes out of it in the past. For some reason tonight I'm not getting them, but the finish is lengthy for the 15. And I'm going to say medium long. Definitely coating the mouth. And I didn't show you legs, but there's decent legs. I'm going to call them medium legs on the 15. But again, there's a dryness, and it's your typical sherry cask finish. I get a wee bit of the granola, the malt notes now. So I like the 15. That's. It's been a good whiskey. You can tell that second bottle I've gone through a fair amount of it there. Let's get into the 18 here. We'll see how the development and the finish is on it. The 18, GlenAllachie, Slàinte. Definitely getting more of the sherry now, the sherry influence, but definitely not as sweet as the 15. Lots of spice. Again, I'll stay with the ginger and getting a little bit of the tobacco notes. Tobacco, some strong tea stuff going on. And it's not the M4 tobacco, it's just tobacco. And the wood. For sure, there is wood notes here, and I did let it breathe for 25 minutes. So this is one of those whiskeys I'll probably have to go back to, and in a month or two, and certainly give it another review. But lots of wood is what I'm saying. The sherry influence just doesn't seem as strong as the 15. There's lots going on. But it's not as dominant in the sherry as the 15 was. 18 years in cask. I'm getting more of the wood. I'm not sure what casks he's using. So again, every whiskey's a bit different when you're playing around with a lot of different casks and that. And especially the fact that this is whiskey he inherited. This is whiskey that Billy Walker distilled. So, but it's got a medium It's definitely not a longer finish than the 15, the 18. Definitely not. And with the the licorice notes, as I mentioned, the 15, not as strong in the 18, but definitely the ginger, not as zesty as the 15. It definitely has some of the cinnamon, like I say, the tobacco, the strong tea. Maybe we can throw some coffee, a little bit of chocolate in there, a bitter chocolate that is, the bitter, the 80-90% dark chocolate, interesting. Let's add a wee bit of water. Let's see what happens with water. Okay, I've cleaned my palate. We've added water. The 15 with water nose. It's got the sweetness. It's rich. Leather, caramel, toffee. Definitely you can smell the sweet date, maybe date fig bars or something, date squares. Getting the chocolate, and I think we're going to have to go after the palate. The 15 with water, the palate, Slàinte. Well, it's even sweeter now. So we've got definitely fig Newtons, a bit of custard, lots of dark fruit, stewed plums, and maybe a little bit of tangerine mixed in there, and chocolate. Definitely chocolate. Granola mixed in with the chocolate. It's almost like a dessert right now with the water added. Still has some finish to it. Coating the mouth. Not quite as dry. So still a decent finish on it. This is a delightful drink, with or without water. Let's clear our palate and get into the 18, see what the 18 does. 18 with water, nose. It's a little bit more of a sweeter aroma now, and we are getting a little bit more of the more like a Christmas pudding. Not as many floral notes, but I am getting the spices. The ginger is still there. Now the licorice. Amphora tobacco. So the tobacco has changed a bit. It's more like a pipe tobacco now. And maybe some mocha, coffee, chocolate. Okay, the palate with water. The 18. Licorice. Not quite as bitter. A little bit sweeter. Getting the ginger. And tobacco isn't quite as sharp. A little bit of the wood notes in the background, but not quite as much astringency as I did at the beginning there. So had a flash in my brain there. I think it was it was when I was thinking of the wood. The wood is more balanced now with the water, so it seems to have improved it. In other words, it's not quite as woody as it was earlier. It needs to breathe. Just a little bit of dryness on the in the mouth, and savory mixed in with the yeah, it's almost Christmas mixed in with some Christmas pudding. I wasn't getting that before. Water's helped this, by the way, the 18. It seems to help it. I think it needs the water. You really get the licorice. And when I said the savory notes, it's a nice savory mix with a bit of sweetness too. You know, so we got a little bit of the, you know, multi-dimensional stuff going on now. We've got our bitter and our sweet and our bit of sour going on now, and the savory. The mouth's actually watering again. The 18 right now for me, it just seems to need the water. You know, finish is still definitely not longer than the 15. The 18 finish is pretty close to it. Just to kind of summarize the two here, I know I went through this pretty fast on that, and the 18 is, it's not. I'm not gonna. I don't want to be too critical. I mean, there's been. I've read all the reviews on the 18, and some people are more critical. It's not the 18 that maybe I was expecting, but I'd already read enough reviews that I was ready for this. The 15 to me is still the best value for your money. It is. For what you pay for the 18, it's not quite, I think, there. I think Billy Walker's going to. I think when he's, you know, at the helm a little longer in that distillery, he's going to be able to produce some pretty good 18s. I think this is one of the earlier distillates that he's playing with. And remember, when he inherited this distillery, it didn't have all the greatest casks. So this seems to do better. The 15 just seems to do better. So if I was to choose between the two, I think the 15 is my go-to. I would like to go back to the 18, maybe let it oxidize a bit more, see what happens. You know, give it some time, and maybe we're going to see a different whiskey. I mean, certainly the 15 has improved, you know, and I've done several bottles of the 15. So anyways, if I was to score these right now, I'm going to put the score on. They're close. Certainly, I'm going to say the 18 does not excel the 15 right now. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I have reviewed the 15 before, so you can see my scores, my previous scores. I think what I'm saying to you is, I don't know if I'd run out and get an 18 yet in a GlenAllachie. I think the 15 is built up some credibility, and I'm going to sort of say, maybe let's go back to this in a few months and let's just see what the 18 is all about in a few months. Let's let it oxidize a bit. So, and by the way, this glass was out 25 minutes, half an hour or so I'm not too concerned about that. But anyways, that is my review. The 15 versus the 18. And I'm going to ask you to drink wisely, drink intelligently, and do not drink and drive. Until the next time, so long.